with conviction.
And welcome to tonight, Joliet City Council meeting for December the 5th, 2017. Tonight, our invocation will be given by Pastor Larry Tyler of the Second Baptist Church, 156 South Joliet Street. After which, he will lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Let us pray. Gracious God, our Father, we thank you very much for this privilege to invite you into these proceedings. We thank you, Lord, for this council, for each member, for each person, for each heart, for each mind. We ask, oh God, that you would superintend these proceedings. We ask, oh God, that you would be in our thoughts, that you would bring all of our gifts, talents to bear collectively, that as we depend on each other, we ask, oh God, for your grace and mercy to advance on the agenda items at hand. We ask for special wisdom, Lord, that we can overcome any apparent difficulties for a path forward that makes this city even greater. We thank you now for these things. We all ask, in Jesus' name we pray. Let everybody say, Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice job. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you. Lady next to you under control.
Pat got cold over there.
Councilman Dickinson?
Here.
Councilwoman Gavin?
Here.
Councilman Girl? Absent. Councilman Huggs?
Here.
Councilman Morris?
Here.
Councilman Mudrin?
Here.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Here.
Councilman Turk?
Here.
Mayor Odekirk is absent. First on the agenda is under Mayor is proclamations. It's the 20th anniversary of the Light Up the Holidays Parade.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone. We talked about this earlier. Okay, these are members of the CED, Center for Economic Development. And just last Friday, a week ago, they had the Light Up the Holidays Parade. And I could not believe this myself, but it's been 20 years since that was first implemented. So we have a proclamation here. So, whereas the Light Up the Holidays Parade was created by Tom Mahalik and Don Fisher while working for the City Center Partnership and City of Joliet by wanting to create a unique event for Joliet. Original committee members also included John Albrecht, raise your hand, Kevin Haggerty, Barb Ahlstrom, Mike Reardon, and Cam and Wayne Barnett. And unfortunately, Wayne Barnett had passed away a couple weeks ago. Whereas the first parade was set on Friday, November 27th, 1998, with a record high of 63 degrees, and Chicago Street was filled with residents. The parade and festival is held on the Friday following Thanksgiving each year. As the years passed, the event grew and a daytime festival was added. Many downtown establishments, such as the Rialto Square Theater, Renaissance Center, the Joliet Public Library, and the Joliet Area Historical Museum have been involved. The Joliet Exchange Club has been helping to organize and volunteer at the parade for well over a decade. This year, on November 24th, 2017, marked the 20th annual of the Light Up the Holidays Festival and Parade. Now, therefore, I, Robert Odekirk, Mayor of the City of Joliet, Illinois, on behalf of the Joliet City Council, would like to recognize the Light Up the Holidays Parade on their 20th anniversary and it's dated December 3rd, 2017, and is signed by Robert Odekirk, Mayor of Joliet. Thank you very much, everybody. Anybody want to say anything?
Thank you. I just wanted to thank some people that help us with this parade every year. The University of St. Francis, we could not do it without them, or the city, including the Public Works Department, and the clerk's office, Midland States Bank, the police department, the Gospel Life Church. We have some members here who help us. They volunteer at all of our events, and the JCTV, who have been broadcasting the parade for years, and also Don Fisher and Monica Vivian, along with Richard Fredrickson, who help us announce all of the parade entries each year. And Peggy Thomas has been doing it for a long time too. Thank you.
Can I just say that I'd like to thank the committee, you know, I'll wait.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I just keep hearing these numbers of people at some of these events. It's amazing.
Sir, baby.
Shoot the chair.
I just wanted to say thanks to the committee. You know, I know it takes a lot of work, and my part is I get to come downtown at 5 o'clock, see the tree lit at 5:15, walk down to the float, candy sitting on the float, ride through the parade, throw the candy out, and then watch the rest of the parade and go home. But it takes a whole year of planning, and I know the committee and their volunteers are down there from the morning, that Friday morning, all the way through the end of the parade. So I'd like to thank them, and it's been a great run. And I think that John Albrecht has announced his retirement, but I think he should reconsider.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
There are no appointments this evening, so the next item is the approval of the agenda as written. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written with the following change? Remove Council Memo 661-17, which is an awarded contract for professional services for radiological testing for the Utilities Department 2018. So approving the agenda with removal of Council Memo 661-17. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion and seconded to approve. Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Citizens to be heard on agenda items. Is there anyone present that would like to speak on an agenda item this evening?
Good evening. My name's Andy Boyer. I represent the owner of the property at 501 South Richards. On the agenda tonight is a proposal to vacate part of Old Richard Street. By way of background, part of Old Richard Street includes a bridge. And the city, I understand, received an estimate in 2016 for $2,093,672 to repair. According to the background report from the city council memo, this estimate was obtained in an effort to work with the property owners. Through a Freedom of Information Act request, I have got a copy of the estimate for the bridge repair. And you can see it's on what probably was line paper. It's not, doesn't have any letterhead. It's not signed by anyone. It really is not the way I'm sure that the city of Joliet normally submits or gets bids on properties. The reason I bring this up is to illustrate a point that I don't think this has been completely thought through. And I don't think that the city has looked at all the elements that are involved in this. What you're proposing to do is to vacate the street and the bridge, and then have portions of the bridge apply to certain property owners. Can you pull up the plat of vacation on the screen?
You have to
It's in your council memo. If you'll look at that plat of vacation, you'll see it's a long rectangle. There's 4 corners. Up at the top left-hand side, that's the city of Joliet resident. So if this bridge was to fall into Hickory Creek and there was a $400,000 cleanup bill, what's going to happen to that resident? On the lower left-hand side, that's the Safino's property. They have their business there, same liability type issue. On the lower right-hand side, okay, there you go. On the lower right-hand side, yep, and if you could rotate that, there you go. So on the lower right-hand side is my client's property. Now, whatever you guys decide, I'm sure you know this, whatever you guys decide, and my client understands, the city's decision, if it's not in the public interest, can't be challenged unless proper procedure isn't followed or unless it's arbitrary. You will draw your attention to the right-hand corner of the proposed plat of vacation. And if you look at the ordinance, you're not proposing that that property owner get any part of the vacated street or bridge. Well, I think that property owner, we haven't been able to find this out because we've just been in this about 60 days. I think that property owner is the state of Illinois. So when you decide as a city, my client will argue, which property owners get the vacated portion and which don't, that's arbitrary. So that would be a basis to challenge the vacation on appeal, according to my client. You've got another issue, though. The other issue has to do with the fact that the Fino's property and my client's property are in a land trust. In January of this year, the legislature adopted a new section under the Trusts and Trustees Act. It's 760 ILCS 5 6.5. And it provides that the transfer of real property to a trust requires a transfer of legal title to the trustee, evidenced by a written instrument of conveyance and acceptance by the trustee. My point is that, in my client's opinion, you're not going to have a valid vacation because the land trust is never going to accept the portion that you're proposing that be transferred to the property owner, which is the land trust. So since the two properties on the other side of the bridge are both in a land trust, if you pass this plat of vacation, my client is taking the position you still own the bridge. We've not been able to find any case nationally that says that you can transfer ownership of a bridge to private citizens. But these are your private citizens.
Excuse me, sir, you have 4 minutes.
Okay, I'm good. I tried to make it short. That's everything I wanted to say. So basically my summary argument is that it's not in the public's interest to vacate the road because in my client's opinion, not enough due diligence has been done. Secondly, it results in a hardship to city residents. And thirdly, it won't work because it's arbitrary and the property won't be accepted by the land trust. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. My name's Elizabeth Bacon, B-A-C-O-N, and I represent the Zafinos who have the parcel across Old Richard Street from Mr. Boyer's client. I'd just like to adopt everything that he said. We're trying to be efficient here this evening. And I will say, just as a comment, I think this issue and this process really deserves a time for you to be able to study it so that you understand as a council what it is that you're actually doing. It will be challenged in court. It's already being challenged in court. We would like to see everybody take a deep breath and see if there's a way to make this work that works for the city of Joliet, that also works for our clients. But we need some time to do that, and I would hope that the council would consider tabling it. Very quickly, I'd like to make a couple of additional points. The estimate, such as it is that Mr. Boyer showed you, at least provides a number. It's a little over $2 million. To the extent, and that's a number that would be used to either repair or replace the bridge. As I'm sure you're aware, the vacation statute provides for damages for property that's damaged. That's a number we don't know. Secondly, if you look at the statistics regarding this bridge, at least as of 2012, it looks that approximately 175 vehicles go over this bridge. So it's not just the two owners that are at issue here. It's also emergency vehicles, ambulances, fire trucks, etc. You do have fire hydrants on this property as well. I think that about concludes my comments for this evening. I hope you'll take time to consider this.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak on an agenda item? Seeing none, next is council committee reports, public service committee report.
Okay, sure. The Public Service Committee met tonight over here in the council conference room. It was a number of different contracts, and we went through all the contracts, change orders, pay estimates, final payments, and we found everything to be in order. Nothing exciting to report other than that. In attendance was myself, Councilwoman Mayor Pro Tem Gavin, Councilman Dickinson, and a slew of staff. And unless there's any questions or comments from the other committee members, that's my report, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
Consent agenda is next. First is the approval of the minutes. It's recommended the minutes of the pre-council meeting held on November 20th, the minutes of the council meeting held on November 21st, and the minutes of the special meeting held on November 29th, 2017 stand approved as recorded. And Council Memo 635-17 disclosable payment, IMRF retirement. Is there a motion to approve said consent agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Under ordinances, Council Memo 637-17, an annexation of 8 parcels near the former Silver Cross Hospital located at Maple Road and Hubbard Street, classification to RB restricted business zoning, and approval of an annexation agreement. Mayor Pro Tem, we received a request from the owner to table this item this evening to the December 19th council meeting.
I would make a motion to table till the December 19th meeting.
I'll second.
It's been motioned and seconded to table Council Memo 637-17 to the December 19th council meeting. Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 638-17, an ordinance approving the reclassification of 9.36 acres along Cedar Creek Drive from ITC to ITB zoning, and an ordinance approving the reclassification of 80.2 acres along Brandon Road from ITA to ITC zoning. It's recommended said ordinances be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 639-17, an ordinance approving the vacation of a portion of Old Richard Street.
I'll make a motion that we table.
I'll second.
Been motioned and seconded to table Council Memo 639-17, which is an ordinance approving the vacation of a portion of Old Richard Street. Councilwoman Coleman?
Hold on, do we want to table it to a certain day, or?
60 days.
I would say, yeah, I would say
60 days.
Okay.
Give us enough time.
Should you amend your motion then?
Yep, amend it.
Yeah. Amend my motion, table it for 60 days.
I will second the amended motion.
February 6th?
February 6th sounds fantastic. Right, Dad?
Yes.
It's been motioned and seconded to table Council Memo 639-17 to February 6, 2018. Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye again.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 639-17 is tabled to February 6, 2018. Council Memo 640-17, ordinance approving the revised preliminary plat of Ashford Place and Whisper Glen subdivisions. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
Mayor Pro Tem, question? Marty?
Yes.
This is essentially the same plat they originally had, right? They're not making any drastic changes that we would be not aware of? It's residential.
Yes, it's residential.
Okay, are they changing it in any way, shape, or form that would be?
Kendall?
There's no change. The original preliminary plat for this subdivision had lapsed since there was no development. So the new investor is coming back and just refreshing the preliminary plat, but it's substantially the same footprint.
Same frontages, same everything?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Kendall.
You're welcome.
We need a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve Council Memo 640-17, which is an ordinance approving the revised preliminary plat of Ashford Place and Whisper Glen subdivision. Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 641-17 is an ordinance amending Article 5, Section 47-5.3K in the zoning ordinance regarding inflatable bounce houses, slides, and similar apparatus. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 642-17 is an ordinance amending Article 5, Section 47-21 in the zoning ordinance regarding electronic message centers. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second?
It's been motion.
Excuse me, can we have an explanation, Marty?
Sure. The zoning ordinance text amendment basically, in a sentence, it brings the digital display into the 21st century. So in summary, the text amendment adds definitions for electronic message centers, digital display monuments, and community information displays. It adds new regulations for electronic message centers regarding location, size, and operational requirements, including a requirement for automatic dimming capability, as well as a methodology for brightness enforcement based on the area of the electronic message center. The maximum illuminated area of the electronic message center shall be 50 square feet. Larger as a special use, and then clarifies that an electronic message center that is 50 square feet or smaller and non-residential will be reviewed by city staff as a standard sign permit. Existing electronic message centers would be grandfathered as far as location and size, but still would need to comply with the current regulations that prohibit blinking and flashing lights and the 10-second hold time.
Thank you.
Been motioned and seconded to approve Council Memo 642-17, which is an ordinance amending Article 5, Section 47-21 in the zoning ordinance regarding electronic message centers. Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 643-17 is an ordinance approving a special use permit to allow an auto and diesel truck repair shop in an I-2 zoning district located at 608 Railroad Street. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 644-17 is an ordinance approving a variation of a use to allow the renovation of an existing structure back to its original 2-unit use and R3 use within the R2 zoning district located at 530 Walsh Avenue. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor? Yes. Okay. If I may, just to explain again, the Cathedral Area Preservation Association was involved in this, and normally, when the blanket down zoning went from two units to single family, this apparently got caught up in that, but it had been used as single family, even though it was built as a 2-unit. They were here yesterday, they read a letter, they did visit the property, and it's definitely a 2-unit. There's no way it could be a single family. So they just wanted to reiterate to the council and to citizens that they're not changing their stance on single family to 2-unit, but in this particular case, this building is actually a 2-unit, and they wanted everyone to know that. So in the future, that they will still be here for single family houses not being turned back into apartment buildings. Thanks.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve Council Memo 644-17, which is an ordinance approving the variation of use to allow the renovation of an existing structure back to its original 2-unit use and R3 use within the R2 zoning district located at 530 Walsh Avenue. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 645-17 is an ordinance approving a special use permit to allow an auto repair facility in an existing garage space within a B3 zoning district located at 451 Ruby Street. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Is it just me, or is it like pulling teeth to get us a motion in a second tonight? Can we get some coffee up here? Don't wake everybody up. Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 646-17 is an ordinance declaring certain properties as public nuisances. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
Motion to approve.
Second. How's that? Okay.
Fantastic.
Been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 647-17 is an ordinance to set a date and time for and to approve a public notice of a public hearing for Amendment Number 2 to the City Center Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Plan and Project. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Been motion and seconded to approve. Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Council Memo 648-17, an ordinance to set a date and time for and to approve a public notice of a public hearing for the Downtown Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Project Area. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Council Memos 650-17 under resolutions is a resolution authorizing a substantial amendment to the CDBG fiscal year 2016 annual action plan to the 2015-2019 consolidated plan. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Turk?
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson?
Aye.
Councilman Hugg?
Aye.
Councilman Morris?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 651-17 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a home subrecipient agreement between the City of Joliet and County of Will It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin. Motion carried. Council Memo 652-17 is a resolution authorizing the allocation of home funds and the execution of a home subrecipient agreement between the City of Joliet and the Will County Center for Community Concerns. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Under bids and contracts, award of contracts. Council Memo 655-17, award contract for demolition of 118 East Cass Street. Council Memo 656-17, award of contract for the 2018 sodium hypochlorite solution purchase. Council Memo 657-17, award of contract for the manganese sulfate purchase 2018. Council Memo 658-17, award contracts for the 2018 biosolids disposal program. Council Memo 659-17, award a contract for the 2018 sodium permanganate solution purchase. Council Memo 660-17, award a contract for the 2018 blended phosphate solution purchase. Council Memo 661-17 was removed. Council Memo 662-17, award a contract for NPDES Compliance Analytical Testing Services 2018. Council Memo 663-17, approved Public Utilities Electrical Maintenance Service Contract for 2018. Council Memo 664-17, approve a professional services agreement for pretreatment program assistance. Council Memo 665-17, award a contract for the 2017-2018 snow removal for the downtown city center area and the commuter lot area. It's recommended Council Memos 655 through 660-17 and 662 through 665-17 be approved.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin. Motion carried. Amendments, change orders, and payments. Council Memo 667-17, approve change order number 3 and payment number 3 and final for the 2017 sidewalk curb replacement project. Council Memo 668-17, approve change order number 1 and payment number 2 and final for the lowest place sanitary sewer replacement project. And Council Memo 669-17, approve change order number 1 for the Joliet Minor League Ballpark fencing project. It's recommended Council Memos 667 through 669-17 be approved.
So moved.
Second.
Been motion seconded to approve. Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the city manager's report.
Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members, tonight we're asking you to approve by motion the receipt of various TIF reports, a redevelopment plan, as well as an eligibility study as listed on the agenda. And this is just to formally recognize that you have received these. These will be available in connection with the public hearing coming up in February for these TIF projects. So I'd recommend approval of that motion to receive these reports.
I will make a motion to receive them.
Second.
Make them available to the public.
It's been motion and seconded to receive the reports regarding the amendment number 2 to the city center tax increment financing redevelopment plan and project and the downtown redevelopment project area eligibility study and redevelopment plan and project. Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilman Morris.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Councilman Turk.
Aye.
Councilman Dickinson.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Gavin.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I would also like to, if I may, we have someone here from the police department, I think in the back. Is that correct? The police chief or not?
Chief's
Oh,
over here.
there he is, okay. Hi, so, would you come forward? I think there's a very special event taking place this Saturday. Is that correct? And I would just like to, I think the public, this is such an exciting program, and I would just like you to share what's going to happen to bring a lot of joy and happiness to a lot of young people on a Christmas shopping spree this Saturday. Chief?
Put me on the spot here, but yes, no, this Saturday morning, the Joliet Police Department is going to support our annual Santa's Cops program. It's a program that originally started off as Shop with a Cop and it's developed over the years, and it's expanded. Many of you have participated. I know Councilwoman Coleman, I don't think you've missed one since we started. But we ask our officers to come in, volunteer their time if they're on duty and working, and they're able to come help. The number of children we've been helping has been increasing each year. I think this year we have about 80 children that we're going to be able to help. We partner with Walmart on Route 59. Throughout the year, we sell different pins and we solicit donations, and each child is going to get a $125 gift card to shop with a police officer, and it really does help make Christmas for some pretty underprivileged kids throughout our community. So it's a great event. Our officers are always looking forward to participate. So it'll take place this Saturday morning, and again, it is a feel-good event. So thank you for recognizing it here today.
Thank you, Chief, very much.
If I may,
I have nothing else to report tonight.
Excuse me, I just wanted to comment on that. I have been involved with it for quite some time, but I do want to say that when they were only giving out $50 gift cards and they weren't didn't go very far, these police officers took these kids and they dug in their own pockets and paid for whatever these kids wanted. And sometimes it was just, they wanted a gift for their mom or something for their dad, not always for themselves. So it's really a fabulous event, and I'm happy to have been a part of it.
Councilwoman, I'd like to add to that just a little bit because I've been involved with the program as well, and it is an awesome program. And you talk about excitement. Now, we will go on December the 7th. December the 8th, I will have kids calling me about signing up for the next year. So it does. And we thank you all so much for what you do, sir.
It's unfortunate, but we often get to the point early in the year where we have to start turning kids away because there are so many Indians. So thank you.
Thank you, sir, for all you do. Okay.
Next is new business, not for final action or recommendation.
Any new business? None.
No business.
No.
Okay.
Public comments? Is there anyone present that would like to speak this evening under public comments? Mayor and council comments.
Nothing.
Larry,
Are you going to mention the playing field? Cheerleading?
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow night, what time does it start? Do you remember?
5:30.
5:30 to, well, until it's over.
4:30 until it's over.
Right. At Plainfield South High School, all the Plainfield cheerleaders, of which my daughter is one of them, are going to have an annual event. Now, this is the third year in a row in which you come and watch, rather entertaining too, their athletic feats, their competition, if you will. And to get in, you must donate a toy. And the organization that they give the toys to, that they work with, is Mayor Pro Tem Betty Gavin's Forest Park Community Center. So anybody watching, come on out to Plainfield South tomorrow about 5:30. Watch some good competition. Usually takes a couple hours, exhibition competition, if you will. It's all for the kids. And bring a toy, bring a nice toy for the kids. And that's all I have, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
I have nothing.
Well, on Monday, Mayor Pro Tem Betty Gavin, Councilwoman, and the mayor, we attended the little ceremony that Governor Rauner had asked all the municipalities to participate at 11:30 to raise the Illinois state flag for the bicentennial of the state of Illinois for 2018. So we were there with the Police Honor Guard, And it was just a quick little thing, and Mike Ulitz, our own Mike Ulitz, sang the State of Illinois anthem, which I never even knew we had. But he did a fabulous job, and the city manager was there, as well as Marty Shanahan, the chief. I can go on, the list was long, but it was a nice little event. Very windy, but it was good for the flags because you could really see them. And on a different note, I know it's the holiday season, okay? But, and you all voted down that LED light thing, but I gotta tell you, we've got, this was before Christmas started coming up. These LED lights now are flashing. Now, our ordinance says they're not to be flashing, but they're red, green, and purple, and it just looks ridiculous. So I'm just gonna make that comment again, and I would hope maybe that down the road, this council would reconsider these LED lights in the windows for the businesses. So I will get with the proper authorities later about these flashing ones, because they're not Christmas lights, they are business lights. That's all I have to say.
Just one remark, and I think the mayor, he is off to Washington, D.C., doing great work for our city. So we want to thank him for all the work that he does. And I want to thank him for letting me sit in the big chair tonight. I feel like I want to do a twirl right quick. But thank you. And to the city, all our city residents, we thank you. And we're working hard to serve you, so thank you so much. And our new city manager, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, I have nothing.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
There you go. We're gonna be here all night.
Was there a second? I didn't hear a second. Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.